yeah, so this guy's kind of loose. This piece here, you try to get it on there to stay, and it stays for a little bit, but you touch it the wrong way or move it too much and it falls off. Didn't like that one bit. So these pieces in particular, I don't know what the deal is. I've used these pieces for a I think my Falcon has the same one, and it fit just fine. And this guy here was really loose. But what I did was I took some glue. I've got CA glue. This particular brand is just something I ended up with that it's a gap-filling glue, and it seems to be working, but I don't necessarily recommend it as the best brand. It's working for me right now, but yeah, I haven't tried enough brands to really say if it's the best. This guy here is now staying on really good. He doesn't come off too easily. I can still rotate him, and if I pull him off and on, he's really got that friction to make him snap in place and stay where he needs to be, which is fantastic. Hope that camera's working. And all I did with this, because he was so loose, is I stuck a little bit of glue on him. Yep, I took a little bit of glue on him, and worked it around so that the gap filling glue increases the amount of pin that's there. This one here, you can see actually I even tried shaving the pin down. Like I shaved the thicker part down to the same size as the pin to make the pin longer so that this guy would have more space to sit on him. And well, this piece ended up breaking off when I was just pulling them off and on lightly. And so I don't really recommend that with such a delicate spot here. So I am going to now get a little bit of glue on there. Trying to focus on the camera and what I'm doing at the same time, so I probably got too much now. Whoa! No! Glue on the gun! That's bad! Ah! 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 What a mess! This was dumb. Must keep glue from drying. Well, I'll get back to that later. I've got other scatter lasers if I need. So I have glue on here, and this needs to be smoothed out a little bit. I use a toothpick for this because toothpicks are cheap and plentiful, and they're a good tool for doing what you want with glue. Like sometimes if I have a really delicate spot that's hard to reach with the tip of my glue bottle, because this guy here is kind of bulky, is I will put a little bit of glue on the end of my toothpick and reach that in and get it to where I need it to be. So I smooth that out, spread it around there, and that should actually work pretty good on that side, I think. And of course, my idea here, this one worked so that I didn't have to actually modify it after I had it glued. I had the glue layer on there. But I figure if I end up having too much glue on it, then I will simply just shave that down really delicately until it works, until I have the right amount of thickness. If you're going to do some delicate shaving, I highly recommend getting a good file for that. This is a really tiny file, which works great for modeling. You can get slightly bigger ones for much less. For example, I know the hardware store, Home Depot, sells a set of them for probably 2/3 the price that the Games Workshop would sell them for, or Michael's Craft Store would sell them for. But they're going to be a little bit bigger. You're not going to have quite the same small size and delicacy. I'm pretty sure I got this one from Michael's Craft Store, and it was probably still cheaper than Games Workshop, but whatever, you know, wherever you can find this kind of a thing. Of course, you can also use a sharp razor pen knife, I'm sure, as well, but this is what got me into the problem of actually kind of like cutting that guy off, so I don't know how much I can recommend that. Okay, this is early in the morning, and I have been doing this while still waking up. I had just finished my coffee that was in this cup before. Coffee being caffeinated tea. And hopefully this video isn't trash. Hope that helps everybody. We're gonna let that dry and then put the pieces on later, and hopefully it'll work just like this one does. Snap in place. And he is on there good. Yeah.